Hare Krishna, guys. It's me, Old School Monk, and this is just like a real quick announcement. As you can see, I'm basically 99 magic. We got 300k XP to go. Draynor village has been completely Halloweenified. I don't know if that's the way you say it, but it has. Even look, our man's here, he's trick-or-treating himself. Let me just get him. Oh, whoops. My bad, sorry my friend. Oh, now his bones are mixed with the sweeties. That's no good. Some free money. Kick the door down. Where are you? But yeah, so yeah, we'll be just gradually closing the gap to 99 mage, and I hope to see you guys. So here's the lowdown. Party Saturday the 19th of October, UK time, 7:30 p.m. That's when we're going to start. I got work tomorrow in the day, but after that we're going to start a little magic party. Where, you might ask? We're going to be here in Draynor village, in our man's house. This is like the coziest cabin in the whole of RuneScape, and we'll just be here and talking a bit of Hare Krishna goodness, and closing down the XP to 99. World 444. It's a world I like. I just like the angel numbers. 444. Once we get the level, it's going to be a bit of a good time. If you're there at the prayer party, you'll know what it's like. Once we get the level, I think I've got an idea that we can do another sort of pilgrimage through the holy places of Draynor. I haven't really stepped foot into the how do you say it? I haven't stepped foot into the members space too much, so we can go and visit some of the different altars and we can have a look for them. After we get the 99, I can explain how I've got this amazing Saradominian armor. He really looks like a kind of spiritual warrior. I like the whole vibe that Ben XI is going for these days. We're going to max out the combat. Maybe in the future we can talk a bit more Bhagavad Gita, about the battlefield of Kurukshetra and the Mahabharata. These are like ancient yoga texts, which not only are epic stories of the histories of India, but also completely beautifully entwined with so much like life-altering philosophy. This is philosophy about who am I? Who am I? You know this question? Who am I? I'm not this RuneScape character, surely. I'm not this person that's playing the game, controlling the RuneScape character. I seem to be witnessing through this material body, this physical vehicle. This is how I interact with this material space. But who am I? The spirit soul. Who is Krishna? Who is God? Who is Allah? Who is Yahweh? Who is the source of creation? Who is that person that created everything? What is this material world? Where did it come from? You know, it's a beautiful painting, a beautiful tapestry which was created by a wonderful artist. Right now in the UK, the leaves are golden brown. They're yellow and they're falling from the trees, and it looks far more beautiful than a painting I could paint. So yeah, there's a beautiful painter, a beautiful artist behind this realm. So yeah, you've got the epic story of the Mahabharata, which is a story of intrigue, a fratricidal war between within a family, and it's also like a war between good and evil. And it's interesting because there seems to be some kind of fratricidal war going on within ourselves. You know, part of me wants to identify as a higher being, conscious and with a conscience and full of love and wanting to offer service to fellow humanity. And then there's another part of us which wants to be selfish and own everything and claim proprietorship over all that we survey. There's a fratricidal war going on within ourselves. So it's amazing. The Mahabharata covers this large-scale fratricidal war, but it all points to a fratricidal war that's going on within. Good and evil. You know, like you see the old cartoons, you've got the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other. So yeah, in the future we can delve into these kind of fascinating ancient epic stories, and I'd be excited to kind of cover that kind of stuff on the backdrop of trailing melee on RuneScape. Also had like a brainwave, potentially we could enter into the real life realm. Maybe I can make some cool real life videos. There was one that I made a year and a half ago, which was teaching about kind of the levels of spiritual life. So I can try to teach the ancient philosophy, but using this gamer language. I feel like recently, I veered off the philosophy and sort of entered into the realm of RuneScape and started making kind of mundane RuneScape progress videos per se. But a lot of you have been messaging me saying that wasn't even why you subscribed. You subscribed to hear a talk, to hear a conversation, to hear some philosophy. So why not steer back in that direction? But this is also like an echo of the fratricidal war that's going on within myself, you know. Part of me just wants to regress and kind of slobber down into a endless cycle of RuneScaping and sleeping and feeling depressed or whatever, you know, grinding the game. But then there's another part of me a large part of me that aspires for the highest goal that's achievable for a human being. The goal of re-establishing my relationship with the source of all creation, the supreme personality of Godhead, Hare Krishna, you know. And it's an interesting battle to face, because I feel the weight of my fate on this speck out in space, and I wonder if I'll ever stop running this race, the rat race, of trying to enjoy the material energy separate from God. Because when our energy is focused on enjoying the material elements, that's called material consciousness. But when our energy is focused on trying to please Krishna, trying to please God, that's called Krishna consciousness. And if we can develop Krishna consciousness, if we can develop God consciousness, then we'll be able to see the beauty in all things. We'll be able to become free from anxiety and stress, because let's face it, all kinds of anxieties come about as a result of our trying to enjoy this world. You feel anxious because you might not be able to get the thing that you thought you wanted, you know? So if we understand that Krishna, God, is the supreme proprietor, he's the source of everything and he's my ultimate well-wisher, then the anxiety drops off just by nature. That's the nature of the beast. Anyway, I digress. This could be like some content that could come in the future. It might not even be popular content, but I know there's some ears out there that are ready to hear. But all of this aside, come tomorrow, we're going to be having fun. It's going to be a 99 mage party with a twist. A real life monk who's been training on our absolutely amazing mentor, the man, for probably like 300 hours of in-game time, whilst actually the game's just been running in the background in my pocket while I'm doing other tasks. So yeah, I really hope to see you there tomorrow, 7:30 UK time, World 4-4, the man's house, the northernmost house in Draynor village apart from the manor. Please come down, bring your friends, and one last thing, either dress as a monk, which would be cool, bring monk's robes regardless, but also dress in your best wizard outfit possible. I want I don't know how many is going to come, maybe 5 of you will come, maybe 10, maybe 20, whatever. Let's all go as wizard monks. You know, you can wear some Saradomin armor, you can wear some monk's robes, you can wear some wizard garments. Let's get fashion-scapey, but think Hogwarts meets Hare Krishna, okay? Because we have to understand that Krishna is the supreme magician. If you actually look around you and observe the world, it's an ultimate feat of magic. This planet that we exist on now is spinning at millions of miles an hour, suspended in space. And upon the planet is the perfect atmosphere, the perfect biome for life to subsist. There's all of the resources required to sustain human life. There's the season cycles, there's the food, the water. everything that you see around you is a feat of magic. Just think about it for a moment. Like, this isn't like mundane. This isn't muggle. This isn't muggle stuff that we're talking about. God is the supreme magician. Remember that. So we are representing God. We're representing Krishna. So if Krishna is the best magician, then Ben XI shall become the best magician for Krishna. The lines are blurring. I don't know how, if I'm in Maya or if I'm actually Krishna conscious here. But either way, come on down to the man's house, World 444. I feel like I'm doing like a radio advertisement right now, but I'm going to keep talking, keep rambling. Come down, enjoy, bring some butter, bring your friends, bring some flowers. Maybe we could bring loads of those flower seeds and make everything flowery. You know what I mean? We can go and chant Hare Krishna in the popular areas of RuneScape. Hey, I'm a member now. Let's go kill the King Black Dragon or the, what's it called? The Calphite Queen. Like some old school bossing. Suggestions down below. What can we do? Let's make it a community event. 7:30, World 444, the man's house, the northernmost house in Draynor village, apart from Draynor Manor. Bring your friend, bring your wife, bring your dog, bring a biscuit and a cup of tea. Dunk that biscuit in your cup of tea. What am I talking about? Anyway, I feel in high spirits. I feel grateful. I feel humbled by your comments, especially on the last video about AFKing. Very humbling. I read the long comments. I read them all. I felt like I wasn't able to reply to them in a way that justified them, and then I never replied to them, so it looks like I didn't care, but I do care. But yeah. If you're still listening, then I appreciate it. Maybe you should write like Cabbage Queen. Cabbage Queen in the comments with a question mark after it, because it's a weird thing to ask you to say, but I'm just saying, like, if you're listening this far, then you're obviously bored and you'll listen to anything, and I appreciate that. That's totally fine. But if you engage in Krishna service, then you can't get bored no more. So I'm appealing, if you kindly, because one thing that I haven't mentioned yet, today, Friday the 18th of October, when I'm recording this, is the first day of the month of Kartik. Like back in the past, a month would be like a moon cycle. That's where the word month comes from. So last night was the full moon, and it's the first full moon. It was the beginning full moon of the month of Kartik. So the next time we have a full moon, that month will be over. This is how the Vedic calendar works. But Kartik is like, it's not like double XP weekend. According to the scriptures, Kartik is 1,000 times XP month. So for this whole month of Kartik, any spiritual activities that you undertake are multiplied by 1,000 times. Now, I've spoken about this many times on the channel, especially in the live streams. Chanting Hare Krishna is like the best prayer XP that I know. You know, it's like superior dragon bones on a gilded altar level XP here. And it's simple. Each mantra is like one of them bones. I pop the mantra on the screen now. Click. And it's simple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Perfect. This is the Maha Mantra, the great mantra. It's the one mantra that ruled all the mantras. We're talking about magic. I remember when I first came to the temple, when I first moved in and became a monk, it felt like my dream of going to Hogwarts came true. Because we had this whole library full of these mystical books that I'd never seen in my life, all filled with like Sanskrit and really trippy pictures of like Mahavishnu and Shiva and Krishna and all of this amazing, like almost kind of strange, it's like a whole paradigm that I'd never been exposed to. Not only that, we were taught to learn the verses. Shinvatam sva kata Krishna punya shravana kirtana hridyantasto yabaduni vidanoti sarit satam nastra prayesha badreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shlokir bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. These mantras are like blooming magic spells as far as I was concerned. And then they taught us that the Maha Mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, contains every other mantra within it. So that's why it's called the Great Mantra. So you simply have to learn this Maha Mantra for this month of Kartik. Say it once every single day, or say it 100 times every single day. Because every one time you say it, that's 1,000 times XP. So it's like the leagues or something. Like this month, by saying the Maha Mantra, your spiritual life is going through the roof. But yeah, so like, also I moved in the temple, they're all wearing these funny robes, they've got like crazy songs, interesting rituals. There's like some Indian Hogwarts that I entered. Loved it, loved every moment of it. So there we are, just tying back into that theme of me getting 99 magic on this amazing game, thanks to our man, the man. So yeah, 300k XP away. Thanks for listening this far. I'm kind of having fun. Maybe you're having fun. Let me know in the comments what you're doing right now. You playing RuneScape? Are you playing some other game that I've never heard of? Are you watering the plants? One thing I could recommend, if you as soon as this video finishes, if you want to like elevate your consciousness immediately and you don't want to chant some weird mantra that you've never heard, whatever, just get up, go to somewhere in your house or in your room or in your car that needs cleaning and clean it for 5 minutes straight, like a power clean, almost like you're doing a run of Pyramid Plunder. If you ever done Pyramid Plunder on RuneScape, it's like a 5-minute run and you get like an X amount of agility XP, thieving XP, based on your level, blah blah blah. But yeah, do one Pyramid Plunder run through your house and clean something, and then once that run's finished, you set the timer on your phone, 5 minutes cleaning, go, boom. Once that 5 minutes is over, set another timer for 5 minutes and do another Pyramid Plunder run. Because let's be honest, right? You're willing to grind out this silly game. Now it's time to start grinding out real life, okay? Clean something. If you could do an hour of Pyramid Plunder runs, well, what would that be? 12 runs, maybe 11 runs, give or take. If you do 11 5-minute rounds of cleaning your house, you will feel so elevated, you'll feel so clear-minded, and you'll thank me. So let me know how many runs you manage to do after you go and do them. Even if you do one, I'll be proud of you. I'll give you a pat on the back. Yeah, fantastic. But yeah, back to the meaning for this video. World 444, man's house, northernmost house of Draynor village, except for Draynor Manor. Bring a wizard outfit, / monk / Saradaman / you know what I mean. Let's get it. Let's get the cosplay RuneScape Hare Krishna magic crossover party. This is going to be a fun party though, guys. If you were there at the last one, you know it was fun. Okay, we'll do some drop parties as well. Maybe we'll go to a free-to-play world, whatever. If you got a magic cape, bring it along too. I'm just sorry, beg your pardon, but I'm just wondering how long I can keep you here. Like how entertained are you by this? If you did make it this far into the video, then that's fantastic. So yeah, back to the Mahabharata. The warriors in the Mahabharata. If you know about the Bhagavad Gita, you know it's a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna is part of a dynasty. He's one of the Pandavas. There was 5 sons of Pandu, who was the great king of like the emperor. He's like the emperor of the world, so to speak. And he was cursed. It was really interesting. He attacked. He because back then the warriors were allowed to kind of shoot deers and as like a kind of sport to train. So he shot this deer, but it turned out it was a mystic, a Muni, and he turned back into his human form and he said to Pandu, well, actually, sorry, I missed a part. There was 2 deers and they were having sex with each other. And Pandu shot the deer and the deer cursed him. It was actually like a mystic, like a magical person. Because in the Vedic paradigm, there's mystic yoga, which is very similar to magic. You know, like alchemy, and you can become smaller than the smallest or greater than the greatest, you know. So this mystic yogi said to Pandu, listen, because you've shot that arrow at me while I was having sex with my wife, if you ever touch your wife in a lusty way, then you'll die immediately. So cut forward a couple of years, he's in the forest, and he gets overwhelmed with like lust, and basically he comes towards one of his wives. He had 2 wives, long story, let's not get into it right now. But he comes towards his wife in a lusty way and suddenly drops dead. So King Pandu, he died. Like, he's the strongest warrior in the world, but conquered by lust. And but he left behind his 5 sons. Arjuna, well, it's Yudhishthir, Bhima, Arjuna, Nalakuver. No, I forgot the other 2. There's 2, but they're not talked about as much, and please forgive me that I don't know their names. Put them in the comments if you know their names. Anyway, I know Arjuna, Yudhishthir, and Bhima. And basically they were left behind as kids. So then they grew up. They got taken back to the kingdom, where they were brought up alongside their cousins, who were the sons of Dhritarashtra. So if you've read Bhagavad Gita, you know Dhritarashtra is the father. Duryodhana is like the head of the Kauravas. He's the eldest son, or the leader son. Anyway, there was this, from a childhood, there was a rivalry between the Pandu's sons, the Pandavas, and the Kurus, the sons of Duryodhana. They were cousins, but they were great rivals. And basically, the Pandavas were entitled to the kingdom, but the Kurus, they were not entitled to the kingdom. But nonetheless, they inherited the kingdom because of one reason or another. I totally forgotten why I started talking about this. This is why I started talking about. Anyway, that's the setting and the scene of this ancient war. But these 2 families, these are Kshatriya families. Kshatriya is like the warrior class, the leader class, the kingly class. They'd be extremely religious, but also extremely powerful, extremely virtuous, and they'd have strength. Like Bhima, for instance, had the strength of 10,000 elephants. Now we're talking, these men are like 3 meters tall, thick muscle, expert with a bow and arrow, expert with a sword and shield, with a mace, with a club. You get where I'm coming from now with the RuneScape role-playing link? So this Yudhishthir armor that I got now, is it called Yudhishthir? Justiciar. I'm going to call it Yudhishthir. This looks like the armor that the Pandavas would probably wear in a battlefield of Kurukshetra. So my man Ben XI is repping that armor, and that's what I like. I like the idea, like, I'm a virtuous man, trained my prayer, but also a warrior. It's like this idea of warrior, like religious warrior. You have the Shaolin monks, isn't it? Like they're expert in kung fu. You could break a brick on their head, they wouldn't care. They can like throw a stick at you. They could do all kinds of things. So I've always been interested in that kind of the crossover between martial arts and spirituality and dharma, religion. Very interesting. So yeah, Ben XI, we're going to max out all of our combats, and then we can train farming, because it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in the war. I like that saying. But yeah, magic party tomorrow, World 444, Draynor Village. I'm not going to carry on rambling anymore. If you made it right to the end, then you have to simply write the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the comments. I'm not even going to say it right now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Write it in the comments. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. You better be there. And you better shave your hair. This is the required haircut. It's called a Sika. It's the monk's haircut. And if you want to change your outfit to look like a monk, that's what I look like. Okay, Hare Krishna.